You're listening to the Dark Mage of Rhudaur, a Middle-earth role-playing actual play podcast presented by Geek at Arms. So Aragost, it is night. You are asleep in your borrowed room, and I need you to make a perception roll, please. It should not be difficult to beat my 5.
It shouldn't. You need modifiers.
-5 for my roll. 89. Okay, perfect. You are awakened by a very quiet creak and the click of the latch to your bedroom door. The room is pitch black, but you hear quiet breathing and the whisper of bare feet on the wooden floor.
Sounds like a good time to grab a sword. This place has not been trustworthy.
You roll a bit to get your hand on your blade, and you hear those footsteps speed up, coming closer to you. Now let's cut down to the basement. The dwarves are awakened by one of the Wiali. "Fire!" he shouts, pointing down the corridor. You see him faintly silhouetted against the flickering orange glow reflected on the wall. While you're still blinking the sleep out of your eyes, you hear a meaty-sounding thunk and see the man topple forward. And you see this guy fall down. There are several of the other peasants in the room with you, and they're all kind of stirring sleepily, wondering what's happening. So let's start. Mhenuk, how do you respond to this?
Was the light coming more from the 8 area or 4? Or can we even tell?
You can't really tell from where you are. It's just kind of you got an orange glow reflected on this wall back here.
Okay.
Just enough that you're seeing shadows.
Yeah, I want to move forward, kind of past the other galley to the corner.
Okay. Go ahead and move yourself up. Mhutvak, what are you doing?
Well, if I am aroused as well.
Yep.
Okay. Mhenuk, what is that? What do I see? Where are you going? Wait for me. And I'm going to move with him.
Okay. Go ahead and move yourself.
Okay.
Clentu, being very alert, is over here sniffing at the guy who's face down on the floor. As you get closer up to him, you see that there's a pool of blood spreading out from underneath him, and there is an arrow sticking out of his back. Since you both have dark vision, looking back down the corridor from where that arrow must have come from, you see 2 people. So one of them is... Where are these guys? Holding a bow. He's human, kind of nondescript. And then behind him is a kind of a barbaric-looking guy. He's really broad of shoulder and he's a little short. He almost looks like a dwarf, but he's too tall. And he's wearing like this real tribal-looking soft leather. He has a 2-handed sword in his hands.
Horse sword or bastard sword size?
Thinking Scottish claymore. It's a really big sword. It's
really
sized down
guy.
for him.
Yeah.
You think he might have a little bit of difficulty wielding it in these tight quarters. The ceiling, by the way, at that point is quite low.
I'm counting on it.
Any more information about where the fire is from where
you
now?
are? You can see that the glow is coming from back here in around about 3.
Okay.
And faintly, you hear somebody giggling off that direction.
Okay.
Oh, that's not good. That's our way out too, isn't it?
Yep.
No. That or the secret passage.
Yep.
Or the secret passage, indeed.
So, Bryan, let me check real quick before we move forward. As far as action order, I've got Mhenuk, when armored, -5, Mhutvak, higher perception at 5, NPCs, and then Aragost at 10. Is that still applicable today?
Yes, but you'll need also to include Glock, because I'm going to be playing him as an NPC.
All right, I will put after Aragost.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he moves at the same time as the NPCs most of the time.
I got you. Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, so we've got that going on. Back upstairs with Aragost, you've got your hand on your sword, and you hear these footsteps coming closer. What do you do?
Do I have any type of candles or anything? Something that I can light quickly?
Nothing that you can light really fast. I mean, you've got your flint on the table next to you and a candle there, but it's been extinguished for the night.
Got my sword in my hand. Should stand, though. I'm also going to assume there's going to be a light in the hall once they do open the door, so I'll at least see a silhouette, correct?
You do know that they keep lanterns lit in the hallways at night, yes.
Good.
And actually, as your eyes are adjusting, you are seeing a little bit of a light creeping out from underneath the door. And you can see shadow, but you can't quite make out who this might be in the room with you.
Two possibilities in mind. Stand off to the side of the door, so that way when it opens, I can see through it. But they would. They're
in the room with you.
Oh, they're already in the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
The sound you heard was the door closing behind you.
Oh, okay. They're already in the room. Okay. Well, stand. Sword. Who goes there?
Okay. As you stand up and take a step away from the bed to get yourself room to move, you collide with somebody who is slender and quite pleasant to run into.
Yes, kind of one of my two guesses. That was kind of my main guess.
She exhales in surprise, and it is indeed Eanfled. And she says, "Shh, my lord, quiet. Back down to the basement." All right, so you see these two figures in the hallway, and this dead peasant at your feet. Who's got first move? Mhenuk, I believe, right?
Do they see us?
You cannot tell if they can see you or not. The human probably doesn't because he doesn't have dark vision. The other guy might be a dwarf.
Okay, Mhenuk will be first.
And do I get my full movement if I'm not attacking?
Yes.
Okay. In that case,
and remember that you are not armored because you were asleep.
Oh, I'm not armored at all. Okay. I will update that then. So I guess that means no greaves either, eh?
Correct.
You're going to run back and get dressed, aren't you?
I may want to. I may want to depend on our mage.
I'm kind of thinking, yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize I wasn't armored. Yeah, I'm going to turn back to Glock and say, there's a bow in the corridor. Don't look out. And then I want to try to put on my armor.
Glock is going to start. He should be moving next, right?
It should be me.
You? Okay. Yep. Then what's your intent?
All right. So my intent is I hear what Mhenuk whispers to Glock, and I turn and go back to where any of my armor and my shield are.
Okay.
So that I can have something to defend and or attack. All
right. And Glock is going to start preparing a spell because that's what he does. And he's got lots and lots of options. So I think it's going to be some kind of a wall.
All right. NPCs will be coming up.
All right. Yeah, he's going to start preparing Wall of Cold because fires seem like a bad idea at this point. All right. So then these two, the human is going to start reloading his bow. And the other guy is got his sword drawn and is holding it low. But he looks like he's just waiting to see if anybody comes down the corridor, and he's going to defend the bowman. Since nobody's actually doing anything, we'll just go ahead and leap forward to the next turn. That glow from behind them is starting to get a little bit brighter. Mhenuk, you're putting on your armor?
Yes.
Okay, that'll take you 3 turns to get it all cinched down. So this will be the first one.
Yep.
Mhutvak, are you getting into your armor, or are you just picking up your gear to fight without armor?
Tough call.
You only wear leather, so it'll only take you 2 turns.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna prep for battle and hope that Glock is not gonna fall asleep on us.
All right. He's continuing to prepare his spell.
Okay.
And he's just come over here and he's kind of glancing down the corridor. And he sees that these two are actually moving back this direction. They're moving kind of slowly since they're moving backward to keep an eye on the chambers that you're in case anybody comes after them. Back upstairs to Aragost. So you've got Eanfled here. What are you doing?
being happy that I didn't stab her, because that was the initial thought for somebody sneaking into a room in the middle of the night. But figuring, you know what, it's probably 75% chance her, 25% chance somebody actually trying to do me harm. Well, probably 100% chance of that, but 75% chance it was her. What is it? What's going on?
Oh, what do you think is going on? I've come to see you.
Is somebody else attacking?
Oh, no. There's no attack. It's just me and you in the night.
Joy. Fun fact, even in real life, I am horrible at flirting. I don't know how I got my wife to marry me.
I'm seeing a disco ball and hearing some really slow funk going on here. Sorry. Swallow.
That's what I get for always eating while we gaming, but it happens. It happens
probably
to be like
just as well she didn't do very well in her stalking role.
Joy, how to proceed with this? I know where she goes. But at the same time, I definitely am a whole lot more... I probably care more about Oswey than I do her. So I know which way I don't want it to go. But at the same time, definitely need to do it nicely. I know what she wants. It's not what I want. I do not want to just push her aside.
Well, Aragost is hemming and hawing. Let's cut back down to the basement.
I will think about this.
Glock is not ready to cast his spell quite yet because these fellows are retreating. Mhutvak, you are halfway into your armor.
Mm-hmm.
Mhenuk, you're about a third of the way in. You continuing your previous actions?
Yes.
Yeah, I am.
Me too.
When these guys get back over here, you hear someone shout and very low somebody mutter, "Get him! Get him now!"
What? Glock, can you see anything?
Yeah.
No, I can't see it. They've gone around a bend. I can't see directly to them anymore.
Ugh. Stupid armor. We should see what's happening. Also, start preparing the people to move. I'm worried that there may be a fire between us and the exit.
Mhenuk, I think it's the cook, man. My brother, he was not right in the head.
The cook?
Yeah. I'm telling you.
I talked to him a few days ago and
I'm telling you. The last conversation, I brought him the grain. He didn't use it. I thought he might use it. He was just not right in the head.
Oh, he's using it. Thank you for that. You hear a very loud sound, and both of you need to make an orientation roll.
Oh, great.
And you may add your Constitution modifier to it.
Okay.
Where's my Constitution modifier? Is 20? Nice. That's good.
Okay, and what is it that we need to roll?
Good to be a dwarf. Orientation.
Okay.
It'll be under your shield there.
Yep, and then Constitution modifier. Okay.
Wait. Oh, orientation is a roll on the first page.
Oh, that's 25.
Woo! Nice.
Poor Glock.
Does that mean he gets knocked down?
Glock is he's just flattened by this concussion wave that comes down the corridor. All of the peasants are quite awake now. It's just this loud kaboom and a lot of fire rushing down the hallway. It doesn't quite reach where you are, but Glock's whiskers are pretty singed.
Good news, Mhenuk. You don't have that problem.
And let's see. Since Glock didn't do too well, let's give him a roll on the unbalancing critical chart also. We'll just make it a...
Unbalancing critical, that's a leg strike. 4 hits.
All right,
stunned
so
around.
Glock takes 4. Oh, and we don't have him here to track hits, so I have to do that myself.
The secret tunnel was many minutes to walk down, right?
Yes.
Okay. I have half a mind to be like, Glock, go down that tunnel and climb up the ladder. Make sure you touch every rung. And then we'd get our water. We could put out the fire. I think it's a perfect plan.
That would Trap him on the other side of the tunnel with all of those orcs.
Yeah, that's why it's Glock doing it.
Wow.
Really, he only just has to touch the rung. He doesn't have to open the door.
How good is his swimming?
Probably not great, because he's been putting all of his points into spells.
Are these rolls for anything that we need to chart?
No, these were for something that I needed to keep track of.
Okay.
And actually, I need 2 more of those. What are the results for a 29 and 116 on that unbalancing table?
A 29 is another leg strike. 4 hits, if no leg armor stunned around. And 106 is breaking the leg. 12 hits, negative 50 activity, stunned 1 round, regardless of leg armor.
Nice.
I think I missed some hits at the start of that, but I at least got those 16.
So then, let's see, broken leg.
His swimming is going to be really bad now.
All right, so back up to Aragost. While you're trying to figure out exactly what you need to say to this woman to get her out of your room without offending her, the entire tower just like thrums, and you hear this deep boom from down below. You feel it quite well through your bare feet through the floor. She jumps forward and throws her arms around. She says, "What was that?"
Oh, that makes this very easy. What to do now? Throw her on the bed, grab armor, and run outdoor. Attempt to put on armor while running towards sound.
Okay. Donning armor while running is not exactly possible, really. If you want to put on your armor, it'll take you 3 turns, and then you can start moving toward the lower levels.
And if you have assistance with putting on the armor, does that help?
Yes, it does. It will cut it down by 1 turn.
Perfect. Don't throw her on the bed then, because now I have a use for her. Good news, you are right here at the perfect time. Help me with this.
Oh, of course. So she starts helping you get into your armor. You're hearing some thuds of feet from outside in the corridor.
Ah.
Oh, dear. I think I should change my mind on exactly what I'm doing here. Because this is going to be...
Wait a minute. Was that Bryan speaking, or was that character speaking?
That was Bryan speaking. Because I just realized that with this particular sequence of events, all of my combatants were going to wind up running into the guards instead of fighting you guys.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I'm going to change what they were planning on doing.
Hey, as long as the game master doesn't end up dying, we're good.
All right, so let's say at this point, back down in the basement, Mhutvak and Mhenuk, you've both got your armor on. Glock is recovering his equilibrium. So, Mhenuk, what are you planning on doing?
I want to start... Are the peasants in the very back room still back there, or have they started to come out? Because I want to get them to
They're
start...
starting to mill around, and they're moving this way and that, gathering their belongings, trying to figure out what they're going to do, making a lot of ruckus.
Yeah, I want to start
getting in your way.
Motion for them to come forward as I move, over here to scout out what's happening. I want to motion for them to start moving into the room with the secret tunnel.
All right. Mhutvak.
Okay. I'm going to kind of clear my throat towards Mhenuk and tell him, let me run in front of you, brother, just to your left, and make sure I can shield our movements. Is that good with you?
Yep, sounds good.
Okay.
When you start talking, you hear somebody up ahead saying a little bit louder than he necessarily probably needs to, Vendabear, I think they're back here. And see, Glock he's ready to cast a spell, but he doesn't know where he's going to cast it yet, so he's just holding on that until it's time.
Sure.
He'll move up a little behind you. All right, so at this point, Aragost has had 1 turn for getting into his armor.
1 more to go.
Yep. So, next turn. Mhenuk, what are you going to do?
So can we see anything down that corridor yet?
If you look down that direction, you can see that
I
there's
just saw their tokens.
a fire merrily blazing. You see there's a lump, looks like maybe somebody on the ground. Might be a corpse, might not be.
Okay.
Actually, you can't see this guy. He's somewhere else.
Is the fire between us and
It is
Branaby?
behind the Branaby token. It's
Okay.
It's in room 3 up there. And you know that was where all of the wintertime mending and some broken furniture and stuff was.
Okay.
That the cook was building a bonfire out of.
Yeah, I want to motion Mhutvak to bring, to walk out here with his shield, and I'll do the same thing.
Okay.
And I want to motion for Glock to get the peasants across the hallway and into the room with the passage.
Okay. And Mhutvak, what are you going to do?
All right, so I'm going to move into shield position, in a sense, almost between the walls. I'd be behind Mhenuk since he's facing the guys. So
Okay.
I'm going to act as somewhat of a shield wall if I can.
All right, and Glock will comply with Mhenuk's instructions and start leading the Wheali up to the north.
Okay.
The NPCs over here, go ahead and reveal that there are 3 of them, are coming back around here. You've got this dwarfy-looking guy that you had before,
Mm-hmm.
a female hobbit, and what is Vendabear? A Hillman ranger. Well, you don't know he's a ranger, but he's dressed kind of ranger-ish-y, and he is holding a spear.
Mm. And what was the first NPC?
Hallis is the possibly dwarf.
Okay.
Terabel is the hobbit.
Hobbit, yep. And then Hillman. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And then the human guy on the ground, who now you can now see is still alive. He's moving, but he looks like he's pretty well concussed and his clothes are on fire.
Great.
All right, so then in reverse order, Aragost finishes putting on his armor.
Woo.
Glock moves. Mhutvak, you're ready for shielding.
Yes.
Mhenuk, what were you doing? Were you just preparing something, or I've forgotten?
I was just moving out with the shield as well.
Okay.
I eventually wanted to shout at the people down the corridor. But I guess I can do that this upcoming turn.
Talking is a free action. What do you want to shout?
I want to shout, what's the meaning of this?
Okay. One more Wheali here. And Klentu up here running around with Glock. Okay, next turn. You shouted. What else are you going to do?
That's it. I'm just going to try to parry, I guess, if they shoot or throw anything. Is that how it works with a shield as well?
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's just pure defensive.
All right, Mhutvak.
I'm in a really good spot right now. I'm going to stay shield ready for any volleys or any parrying.
Okay. Let's see. And then Glock he's still holding on to his spell, and he's going to continue herding Wheali up toward that secret passage. The Hobbit pulls out a sling, and she is going to start slinging stones at you, and she'll aim at the guy in front, Mhutvak. The dwarfy-looking guy is going to grab Branaby and try and pull him out away from the fire. And Vendabear is going to move forward to defend his friends with his spear. Does he have any spells? I should look at that. So then Aragost, what are you doing?
I should be fully suited up now.
Right.
I will make a snarky comment to her eventually about all this, but that will come eventually. Because right now, the goal is go down.
Okay. And what's your total movement?
My total movement is 60.
Okay, so you can get down to the lower level without really hurrying.
Yeah.
If you want to run, then you could get probably all the way down into the upper cellar.
That would probably be a good place to start, because I'm pretty sure the explosion came from deep down, didn't it?
Yes.
So yeah. So I probably won't hit too much between here and there.
And if it had been on the floor below you, the floor would have been under your feet would have been in flinders because it's wood.
Yeah. So further down.
All right. So make a moving maneuver roll, please.
Moving maneuver.
You'll be rolling your armor.
Any modifier?
No.
28. So not good.
28, huh?
Tumbling down the stairs, aren't I?
No, that's not a failure. It's a
Oh.
Going downstairs is not a difficult maneuver. It's just you don't get your full movement. So you can get to upper cellars. 60, you said? So yeah, you can get to about there. And then the way down is here. It's actually supposed to be in a hidden room behind that wall, but all right, back down to the lower cellars. Aragost has made his movement. The wee alley move up into here. Let's move them one at a time.
Bryan, can I roll perception to see if I understand what's going on within the party that we have been trusting?
That you have been trusting?
Yeah. I want to make sure that we're not going to we don't have any spies in our midst. Or,
okay. Sure. Go ahead and make a perception roll.
All right. And remind me again, what's a modifier for that?
Just 0 is fine.
Just 0, okay.
Yeah. I'm hiding the modifier because you don't know how difficult this is to find something. 121 is a pretty solid roll, though.
Okay. What do I understand?
All of these peasants seem genuinely frightened. You don't think that they're in on this, whatever's going on at all.
Okay.
And Glock and Mhenuk are just as solid and trustworthy as they have always been.
Always, yeah.
Clentu seems a little shifty.
Sure. It was actually, I wanted to know where Glock was.
All right. And so then you are shielding.
Yes.
So all you have to worry about is this slingshot. So what's your defensive bonus?
40 total.
Okay. And what's your one-handed concussion bonus?
63 total.
Okay. So you can do up to 32. So minus 72. Not real likely to hit you, but we'll see what happens.
Let's see.
That's a pretty good shot.
Missile. And you're wearing leather, right?
Yes. With a shield, plus 25 shield.
95 against leather is actually a 10. And an A crit.
That's a crit, really? Nice.
Yeah, just an A crit. So that it'll end up being, I need to open up the crit table. Puncture on a sling, eh?
No, it should be, is it?
Or is it crush?
It should be crush, I think. Yeah, crush with a maximum result of D.
Cool. Yeah, so 54, 34. Yeah, so you actually get blow to the side. So another 4 hits and negative 40 activity for 1 round.
How many hits?
10 for the initial, 4 for the critical.
Okay.
How many hit points will take off of that?
14.
14 total.
All right. And then Hallis drags Branaby away from the fire. And this guy moves to about there with his spear. All right. Next turn. Mhenuk, what are you going to do?
How long does slings take to reload?
1 turn.
Okay. These people don't seem interested in negotiations. So based on that, I'm thinking I could run here. Actually, my movement rate's back up for some reason. Why is that? Oh, I haven't selected my armor again. That's more like it. Yeah. I kind of want to move to about there.
Okay.
Nice.
And
which I know would open me up
and
then to getting attacked, but I'd be out of sling range.
All right. You'd be in range to fight with Vendabear too there.
Yeah. But I wouldn't want to do it until the next turn, right? Because that would use all my movement.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So I'd take a big penalty. I guess I would run that far and then use whatever my remaining offensive bonus would be to parry.
Well, movement happens at the end, so you won't be in range for the attack. Now that I remember the sequence correctly.
Yeah.
Mhutvak, what are you going to do?
I'd like to actually, holding my shield, I'd like to rush Vendabear And
Okay.
can I rush him and shield slam? Or
Yes. Keep in mind that you do have that minus 40.
okay,
Yeah, so that may hurt your movement until next turn.
Well, his movement should be okay. Does that subtract from movement?
I think so.
it does.
So if
Let's,
you enter activity penalty into your character sheet,
Okay, where do I do that?
To the
right
of
next to your hit points. Yeah, because at least for me, it's just a flat subtraction from your movement.
Oh, and so what would
So
I
it
put
would-
there?
Negative
minus 40.
Oh, minus
For-
40.
yeah.
Gotcha.
but just for one turn.
Okay.
But yeah, like that would remove all my movement. You can probably move a little
Yep,
bit.
it does.
I see how it,
But-
yeah, it fixed it on the sheet. MM
Yep.
and OB. Okay. Well,
So that being the case, you could get to about there this
okay.
turn.
So what I'd like to do is where I would actually like to run that far, but more towards the wall, the south wall.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, sir. Just kind of inside there if I can.
I'm just trying to see what she can see. Although she can't sling at you this turn anyway.
Yeah, so
Right,
I'd like to
and
move.
Vendabear,
Yep.
seeing you coming, is going to he's going to move to fight with Mhutvak. Actually, no, he's not going to take that risk. He's going to hold back and fight with Mhenuk next turn. And Hallis is going to move forward to engage as soon as he can. Also, so he's going to come up here and just stand shoulder to shoulder with Vendabear. Glock is going to come back down and get ready to cast his Wall of Cold, but he won't be able to do that until next turn when he can see that area. Right, so then Aragost,
Yay!
you clamber down the ladder and appear down here at 1.
Yay!
And you
That'll
can
be
see
most
in the
of-
light of the burning room up there, this guy Hallis, who has just dropped his friend off. He has not noticed you.
Oh, movement's last, so
Yeah,
movement will be
that was
sneak-
pretty much your movement,
Yeah,
I guess, on this turn.
Yeah. So next turn I will
So-
worry about things to do then.
You will be seeing that next turn.
Yes.
All right, so Terabelle reloads her sling. Mhutvak moves. Vendabear moves to here. Hallis moves there. And Mhenuk moves to where he was going to go.
Yep.
And Glock and Klentu are over here. Next turn. Mhutvak, your subtract penalty to activity is gone.
Okay.
Mhenuk, what are you going to do?
So Vendabear is the one with the spear, right?
Yes.
And Hallis has the sword.
Two-handed sword.
Yeah, I want to go for Vendabear.
Okay, with your hammer.
Yep.
Mhutvak, what are you going to do?
Jacob, who are you facing off with?
Vendabear, the guy on the left.
Okay, I'm going to move forward to Mhenuk's right, and I'm going to face off with Halleck.
Okay.
Shield at the ready.
Glock is going to cast his Wall of Cold. Hallis and Vendabear are going to fight with their respective opponents. And Terabelle is going to sling a fling stone or something at Glock. And Aragost, what are you going to do?
Yes, I will be going up to them with my movement to attack from the back, but movement comes last, so I will just be getting up closer to them.
Okay, so where are you going to stop your movement? You can get to pretty much any of them.
Probably the first one.
You going to attack the guy on the ground?
Second one, though.
Okay. Now, he is still active, so as you go by, he may attempt to take a swipe at you. What's he got?
See if he's even noticed I'm down here yet.
All right. So then, spellcasting goes. So we now have a Wall of Cold here. And then...
What does that do? Is
Missile
it just
fire.
like an ice wall kind of thing?
It's not an ice wall. You can move through it freely, but you'll take a critical upon passing through it.
Okay.
A transparent wall of intense cold. Anyone passing through takes an A cold critical with no resistance.
Okay.
Terabelle shoots her sling stone at Glock, whose defensive bonus is -5, unfortunately. Ooh.
And is he wearing any armor or no?
He is not.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. You said the maximum critical is a D, though, right?
Correct.
Okay, well,
And
that is a 18D critical. So 18 more hits to Glock. And then a 109 crush critical. Oh, dear. Good thing he's not here. Next strike crushes throat, cannot breathe, and stunned for 12 rounds. Poor fool then expires.
Next strike, crushed throat. Okay, so Slingstone whistles by you in the dark, but since you're not facing that direction, you don't see Glock go down. You do, however, hear Klentu screech. So then melee, Mhutvak. You can move your 10 feet and attack Hallis, whose defensive bonus is 15.
All right. I'm going to, one moment, get up my sheet here, and I'm going to use let's see. So I'll be using my one hand.
Actually, if you'll notice,
Yes.
With your token selected up in the upper left corner, you've got 3 buttons up there that are already configured with your weapons.
Okay. So I click my token,
Mm-hmm.
and I see 87, 40, and 55.
Now, up in the upper left corner of the screen, you should see Bow, Morningstar, Warhammer.
Ah, gotcha. So I can just click on Warhammer if I want to use that.
Yep.
Okay. And modifier
-15.
-15. Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
And what kind of armor is Howl's?
Hallis
wearing?
is wearing... That's a good question. He is wearing rigid leather.
All right, 120 against rigid leather is 13 hits and a C critical.
What level is the enemy?
That's a good question. Hallis is level 2.
Gotcha.
Yep, so 13 hits, C critical, which is a broken leg, 12 more hits, -40 activity, stunned 2 rounds.
Okay, broken leg there too. All right, so he goes down with the howl, and unfortunately does not get to attack back. Or, unfortunately for him. That makes it Vendabear's turn, who attacks Mhenuk with his spear. What's your defensive bonus?
My DB, 30.
56.
56. What kind of... Is that a two-handed weapon? A spear?
Yes.
Two-handed polearm.
Okay, yeah. 56 versus chain is nothing.
Okay. And that leaves
Atta
you
boy.
as the last person.
Nice.
His
All right.
defensive bonus
So,
is
I wanna
20.
Smack him.
Get him, minute.
That's probably not great. What kind of armor is he wearing?
Soft leather.
3 hits. And that's it.
Good one, my brother. Get him again.
And then Aragost gets to move.
Go.
Shaboop.
Come on, you human. Show us what you got.
You didn't even know I was here until just now when I came around the corner. Actually,
I know. I'm just saying it.
I know.
It's a little metagaming. Sorry.
Let's see.
Does Dude on the ground try to attack?
He does not get the chance as you run by because, as you said, he was not aware of you. However, in the next turn, he may do something.
That's fine.
So then, since Glock's gone down, I wonder if that... Let me check that spell. I don't know if it lasts until while he's concentrating on it or it has a duration. So he is level 4. So Wall of Cold has been up for 1 turn. Vendabear, seeing Hallis go down, is going to attempt to retreat toward Terabel. He is not yet aware of Aragost. Terabel, however, is, and she's going to attempt to run toward Vendabear because she doesn't have much in the way of hand-to-hand weapons. Hallis is on the ground with a broken leg. Mhenuk, what are you going to do?
I'm going to hit Vendabear again.
Is this
Okay.
Next round?
This is next round.
Okay. Thank you.
Glock is going to go... Mhutvak, what are you going to do?
I'm going to hit Hallis, or what's his name?
Hallis.
Hallis. I'm going to hit Hallis again.
Okay. I already said what the NPCs are going to do. Aragost, what are you planning?
I'm going to attempt to hit Terabel.
Okay. So then spellcasting, missile weapons, and then melee. So Aragost goes first.
Yay! I finally get to swing my sword. What will my modifier?
Terabelle's defensive bonus is plus 35.
So minus 35.
Oof.
I have to take a screenshot of this at some point in time soon, because that's just
That may
wonky.
be real bad. Because you're hitting the halfling, right?
Yep.
I have no idea.
Who I'm assuming, and that's two-handed, yes. Your broadsword, or no, that's a one-handed slashing.
No, it's
right?
a
Your sword and
one-handed
board.
slashing.
What is she wearing? Any armor at all?
Terabelle is wearing... Where is she? She's wearing soft leather.
Okay, that's 20 hits and a D critical. And your critical ends up being a minor chest wound, 3 hits, 1 hit per round, -5 activity.
Ouch.
But not stunned, so she gets to go ahead and take her 8 critical when she moves through that wall. All right, so then Aragost, then Mhutvak.
Okay. I'm going to swing again.
This time, the defensive bonus is modified by him being his penalty to activity. So,
Stunned is 20
Plus-
as well.
okay,
Sorry.
so
I didn't mean to cut you off.
plus 55.
Plus 55. Okay.
Ooh,
Nice.
Thanks.
166, and he was wearing rigid leather,
Max
right?
result. Yes.
Yeah, so that's 20 and an E critical.
And they're level 2 again while he looks that up?
I
Or
think so,
is it
yeah.
3. Okay.
Yeah, and that critical is
Back.
a blow to the weapon arm, 8 hits, stunned for 2 rounds. If no armor, tendon damaged, arm broken and useless.
Okay, the rolls are in
Okay.
favorable tonight.
55. He's got 1 hit point left.
Wow.
So I'm going to go ahead and call him dead.
Yay!
Because
And he was
he's
a
not
level
going
2.
to manage much. Vendabear is not attacking. He's running away. So, Mhenuk, you've got the next move.
Yep. Gonna smack him.
His defensive
with my
bonus is still
hammer.
20.
There we go. So 101 versus rigid leather is 10. 10 hits and a B critical.
Nice.
And a 36 B critical is going to be a blow to the side, 4 hits, -40 activity for 1 round.
Okay. So he doesn't get to move as far as he was planning to. But this will be fun because on movement, he passes through going that direction. She passes through going this direction. And they each take an A cold critical.
Okay.
And I'm going
And
to go
both
ahead
of
and...
those count for Glock.
Roll for him.
Right. And I'm putting
Oh,
the
that's
modifier in the roll.
Okay.
So a 75
Yeah, so-
on Vendabear.
Yeah, so the -17 is a cool breeze, nothing. The 75 is strong but low blast, stunned for 1 round. Any foot covering destroyed. If no foot covering, frostbite. Are they wearing shoes?
Well, she's a
Vendabear
halfling.
is wearing shoes, yes.
Okay, yeah, so no frostbite for him. But the shoes are destroyed, evidently, which is fun.
All right, so she can actually move a lot further. Well, she was going to join her friends, but now she sees, oh, my friends are dead. So then, Mhenuk, what's your plan this turn?
So wait, so the person who was stunned, are they in the ball or do they get stunned afterwards?
Vendabear got stunned as he... Did he get stunned as he was going through it?
I'm not sure. That's the result of
I
the
don't
critical.
remember. Okay, then yeah, he's stunned, but currently on the other side of the wall of cold.
And yeah, Terabelle is just fine, right?
Relatively, she's bleeding.
Yeah. She seems like a mastermind. Can I try to grapple her? How does that work?
You may try to grapple, yes. It'll be just an open-ended roll. Add your strength modifier,
Okay.
and you'll roll on the one of the tooth and claw tables.
Okay. Yeah, I want to rush her and try to tackle her, grab her.
Okay. So that you can be prepared. That will be on the grappling and unbalancing attack table.
Yep.
All right. Mhutvak, what are you planning on doing?
I need to turn and rush back to Glock to
Okay.
check on him.
Terabelle and Vendabear are both going to attempt to surrender. Of course, she'll be surrendering a little bit too late, but we'll see. Aragost, what are you going to do? You see that Vendabear is throwing his spear on the floor.
Stepping forward and attacking Vendavir.
Okay.
Bradby hasn't done anything to me yet. I'm not worried about him.
Nobody's doing missile weapons. We've got another...
Did Glock do anything, Brian?
He lay it on the ground and went...
Okay, so he's gurgling. He's gurgling again. Okay.
Yep.
Got you.
That's all
I'm
he
just
can
putting
do.
that on the sheet. Yep. Okay. Got you. All right. Ready to go. So...
All right, so then no missile weapons being employed. So Aragost, you get to move and attack.
Yay. I know he's on the ground, he's stunned, and he's wearing armor, so this is going to be really fun for the modifier, isn't it?
He's not on the ground.
Oh. Either way.
Yeah, but he does have a minus 40 because he got that side hit. So total of 60 for his penalties. And then his defensive bonus is 20, so give yourself plus 40.
Oh, this is not going to be fun for him, is it? What the? How in the world?
That
Wait,
was impressive.
Did you put in the double plus? That's my immediate suspicion.
Yeah, he probably did. Yeah, don't put a plus in front of the...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'll zero your
modifier.
roll.
Okay. It's like
Greg,
40,
dude.
0. What? How in the world does that even happen? There we go, my gosh.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's maxed. So
And
yeah,
he's
that's
level 2.
against rigid leather. That's 22 and an E critical. Medium thigh wound, 6 more hits, 1 hit per round. Negative 10 activity, stun 2 rounds.
Okay, so he throws his spear to the ground, puts his hands in the air, and then Aragost runs him through.
He's definitely not going anywhere now.
I love your negotiation tactics, dude.
Hey, it's better than any time I've actually attempted to negotiate.
Right.
My words don't work anymore. I've learned that.
So Terabelle has dropped her sling on the ground. And Mhenuk, were you attacking?
Yeah, tooth and claw, you said, right?
All right, you were going to grapple.
So just an open-ended roll, you said?
Yep.
With my strength modifier, which is not very high.
And her defensive bonus is still 35, I think.
Oh, okay, so then negative 25 for me.
Oh, 30. Because the penalty to activity.
Either way, it's going to be too low for anything.
A 12.
Tooth and claw, you said?
Yep. No. Grappling and unbalancing.
Oh, okay.
But it's still going to be nothing.
Yeah, still nothing.
So
Then
she dodges
surrenders,
out of
though.
her way, and she holding up her hand. She says, I surrender. Don't kill me. Right. And so then Mhutvak, you get back to Glock.
Yep.
And see that his eyes are turning kind of glassy, and he's got blood coming up out of his mouth. Everybody is down or surrendered. Are you going
Or
to
both.
accept Terabelle's surrender? You're up here somewhere.
Yes. I want to. I want to disarm her.
Aragost, what are you going to do?
Brandy's still alive, isn't he?
Yeah, he does not look like he's got any fight in him, and he shoved his sword off to one side. Or no, his Morning Star.
That leaves us 2 that we can question.
Negotiate. Sorry.
Well, only one of my forms of negotiation have worked, but I'm pretty sure I might have an advantage now because he knows what'll happen if he doesn't.
I think we all will know that.
Yeah, let's check in with Brandy and who sent you?
First, let's address Glock over here.
Yeah, that might be a good idea before we start questioning.
All right, so Mhutvak, you've got your friend on the ground, blood coming out of his mouth. He doesn't seem to be conscious. What are you going to do?
Am I carrying any kind of medicine or bandages or anything? Let me see.
Well, you've still got most of 6 gold left. So let's check out what we've got in the way of herbs that you might have on hand.
All right, my sheet says 5 gold. You said 6?
Yeah, you've got 5 gold, but 9 silver. That's
Got you.
most of another gold, so.
Very good. Okay.
There's not, let's see, muscle cartilage and tendon repair.
I'd be willing to.
Not much there. Not that you can afford anyway.
How much longer is the wall of ice staying up?
It's got another 20 seconds.
Okay.
But you don't even know it's there. You might just walk through it and take your A critical. It's invisible after all, and you didn't see it go up.
Nope. I got Brannaby to question.
There's nothing on the herbs chart that's going to save him that you can afford. And I think none of these was an animist, I don't think. Let's see, Brannaby, Vendabear, Hallis is dead, but didn't have any spells anyway, and Terabell. Terabell's an animist, but not with any useful spell lists. So probably your best bet would be to get him upstairs as quickly as possible to Yanfled.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, at this point, Volsegi are starting to arrive down the ladder to investigate the kaboom. Aragost, you're getting a little bit cooked, actually, because that fire is still going in Area 3.
Well, probably questioning Brannaby would involve pulling him more into Area 2 then, as well.
All right. So let's start with you. What do you... So have you pull Brannaby up into there? What's in that room?
Not fire, hopefully.
This is the booze storage, ale and mead.
Oh,
so lots of
even
big casks.
That sounds completely and utterly fine.
Not flammable at all.
Yeah, that's why I said hopefully not fire in here. The fire's not here. If the fire starts trying to come this way closer, I'll just do the stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop Brannaby, and roll him over the fire.
I'm telling you, he's a negotiator.
All right, so you've pulled him out, and he smells pretty bad. He's got this weird chemical smell to him. His chainmail looks pretty well made. Yeah, it's very lightweight and really finely crafted, narrow rings, but it still seems very, very strong. And his bow is very heavy and made from some kind of a black wood. So you've pulled him out, and he's groaning and kind of holding his leg where it's been broken. What do you say to him?
Yeah. Who sent you?
It was the black wizard, the Ethicali, an Easterling, hired us to come in and kill the mage.
Doesn't look like that worked out very well for you. Kind of look back to the ladder as well. That is the only way up and out of here. And back down at his broken leg.
No, didn't work out very well at all. This fire explosion caught us by surprise. Wasn't expecting that.
So you all didn't do that?
No, that was the crazy fellow in here. Found him laughing to himself and starting a fire, and we tried to grab him, make him be quiet. He picked up a bag of something and threw it in the fire, and it just it exploded.
Did you see where he went?
He's all over. He was in the middle of that.
Oh, that explains your part of you. Yes.
Meanwhile, Mhenuk, you've got this hobbit over here. What are you saying to her?
How did you know where we were?
Oh, the Ethicali told us. He said that to take the tunnel into the Turthon, and that the mage we were looking for would probably be on the second floor in the guest rooms. Apparently, he was mistaken about that because, well, there he is over there. And she looks a little bit self-satisfied at Glock's circumstances. I
roll her so that she isn't looking in his direction anymore, and tie her hands behind her back.
Okay. She is carrying not much. She's dressed in kind of serviceable soft leather armor. She's got a ring on her right hand, and her sling is on the floor.
All right. Mhutvak, get everybody out of the cellars. And then I want to tell one of the people, what's the name of the head dude again?
Oswe.
Oswe. Can someone fetch Oswe, and quickly?
Aye, laddie. I'll do it.
All right. A couple of the Weali come and help you pick up Glock, and they're going to try and help you get him up the ladder. We'll say by now his spell has expired.
Keep Branaby from noticing that they're bringing the half-dead Glock up the ladder.
Okay.
I don't want him. He doesn't seem to know that already, that anything happened to him, and I don't want him to know anything happened to him.
You interpose yourself between Branaby and the rest of the people, so that he can't really see around you.
Yeah, being big has its benefits.
Let's see other stuff that you might be interested in. Vendabear has an amulet carved it's a wooden amulet carved in the shape of a boar. The head of his spear is made out of some kind of a resin instead of metal or stone. The haft is common pine and is really badly warped, but the head of that spear is interesting. Branaby's morning star that he dropped is very well made. The handle is wrapped in crisscross strips of some kind of smooth black leather. I presume that at some point Mhenuk will examine it, and he'll discover that it's made of arborang, which is a very high grade of steel, but there are no smith marks or other indications of who made it.
Cool.
They sound like they weren't cheap to hire.
The Umli, and Umli is rumored to be a half-dwarf. They're similar to dwarves. They're also similar to humans. They live way up north, and they're frequently sailors. And he's carrying this really finely crafted greatsword that is slightly smaller for his smaller stature. The handle is carved whalebone, and the scabbard is decorated with whalebone accents. And the blade has some kind of dwarven runes etched on it, but you can't read them. They're from some other language that you don't know. And his rigid leather armor has greaves and a helm. It's also got dwarven runes in some other language scribed on it. It's very well made, and you can sense sort of a holiness from both the sword and the armor. Specifically, Mhenuk and Mhutvak can sense that. Aragost thinks it's just some slightly smaller rigid leather armor.
Well, not fit me, and I don't need it.
And reading runes won't help me because of the language barrier here.
Right. The reading runes skill is for reading magical inscriptions, which you can tell that actually you have that skill, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll it, and we'll see what you see.
Okay. It's not a very big bonus, so we'll see what happens. Yep. Not much,
34.
I think.
34. Yeah, you have no idea. Maybe with enough contemplation and study, you might be able to decipher what's going on there. But yeah, you don't recognize this language. You don't have any idea what that's all about.
I'm glad you tried, Jacob. I've got a negative 25 on that one.
Very good.
All right. So then, with the help of the peasants, Mhutvak manages to get Glock upstairs and bring Oswe back down. And the Weali also bring water and blankets and stuff to try and smother the fire.
I like the Weali. They seem to be nice people.
They're good and practical. They're smart folk. They're just not highborn. So it takes an hour or two to get everything under control. By now, Branaby's leg has been splinted, and he and Terabel are in cells up on the upper cellars. So let's go ahead and put them in jail.
Yeah.
Terabel and Branaby. Get everybody else in here. Okay, so are there any further questions any of you have for these two?
Not particularly. I just wanted to know how they knew where we were and how they got in. And we got both those questions answered.
Yeah, Bryan, I was planning on being back with Glock.
Okay, well, he's going to be up in
Probably my room.
Upper Tower.
Yeah,
okay.
In level 2 up here.
Okay.
So you're up here with Glock and Mhutvak, and Eanfled is with you.
Okay. And I'll just check with Mhenuk once I get a good sense that Glock's going to be okay.
All right. She says he's very badly wounded, and it's a good thing that you got him got him to her as quickly as you did. He'll probably be asleep the rest of all through tomorrow. It's going to take everything that I've got to prevent him from dying.
Well, Lassie, I suspect that you'll do all that you can, and I expect you to. I'll leave him to you.
Of course. It's Aragost, did you have any further questions for... You said no, right? No.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they've given enough. Actually, no. Do they know where to find Ethicali?
Yes, they were hired originally in... I got to make sure I get the name of the town right because I always mix it up with the capital of Angmar. It's not Carn Doom, it's Camith Bryn. And then they met him at the Dunman camp in the forest to the south. Let's actually go ahead and move you over here to the Rhudaur map. And I'll grab Ethicali's token. Actually, I don't need Ethicali's token because I've got the war camp on my map here if I just send it to the right layer. There we go.
Perfect. Beautiful.
So there to the south of the Turthon, that's where the Dunmen have their war camp. And Ethicali met them there to give them their payment and their instructions. Get rid of both in there. All right, so in the morning, the day dawns, and the man himself actually appears outside the walls, and you see...
Who's the man?
This pleasant
All
young fellow.
He shows up. Ha! Perfect. We don't have to go that far to find him now. Good. So I was trying to figure out how are we going to get out of here to go find him at the war camp. He saved us time.
So he is well outside of bowshot. Oh, I don't think I had mentioned when Jacob was in here, the Dunmen have pulled down the palisade around the Turthon. So that defensive work is no longer there. It's just the tower itself is left. So he's standing just a little bit outside of where the palisade used to be. And he works some kind of magic that makes his voice louder. He says, "People of the Turthon, I intend to take this tower. If you would like to withdraw, I will allow you to do so under a flag of truce. Anyone who wishes to leave may do so and will not be harassed. If you refuse, then we will attack, and I assure you, we will leave none alive and no stone left standing." Oswy does not seem well inclined to take this offer.
I'm really good at one type of negotiation, it seems, so I know what my stance is.
Dwarves, do you want to leave or stick around?
I want to, in case we didn't already tell him, I want to nudge Oswy and say under my breath to him, he knew about the tunnel. How long can we hold 2 entrances? Especially if there's more foolishness from within, like with the cook.
Well, I've already taken the precaution of flooding the tunnel. We'll keep that channel open to the river for as long as the siege lasts. I don't think that there's any possible way anybody can hold their breath long enough to get all the way up there underwater. So I'm not concerned about that. Your people were good enough to take out his siege weapons, so he can't batter down the walls very easily. So I imagine it's all going to come down to scaling ladders and perhaps a battering ram at the gate. I think we can hold out.
And I look to, I'm so bad with the names, Aragost.
You're good, bro.
Yes.
And are you staying?
Yes. I must help them with the defense.
Then I suppose we must as well. Can't very well leave our friend here and leave alone.
Like I said, I'm only good at one kind of negotiation, it seems.
For the rest of this day, the soldiers are debating amongst themselves whether or not they should take this offer. The officers are tamping down on that idea and forbid anybody from leaving. Wiglaf has the main gates well locked and is standing constant guard over the mechanism that would raise the portcullis. So by and large, everyone is resigned to trying to wait out this siege.
I know we just brought a lot of people up. How about we put all the civilians back down?
Right. They'll go ahead and hide back out in their rooms, and they'll do their whatever chores that that they're assigned as needed. Aragost, I need you to make a resistance roll versus poison.
Oh, fun. No modifiers?
No.
I hope that's good. I'm assuming that's good.
89.
High numbers are usually good.
And you are level 5?
Yes.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yay.
So then, are there any additional preparations that any of you would like to make ahead of this attack?
If I'm next to the parapet, I need a box so I can put an arrow through that shaggy head of his.
All right. You're probably not going to get the opportunity to shoot an arrow at him. He'll probably stay outside of bow shot.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll definitely get you some Dunman to shoot at.
Actually, I do have ideas of things. Do we have time to bring up any of that alcohol from the cellar?
You could, or you could just use the molten lead and boiling oil that they've already got prepared.
That's much better.
Does ale have a high enough alcohol content to burn?
I don't have any idea.
I feel like you need distilled spirits, don't you, for flamage?
I don't know.
Well, maybe it's a slow burn, Jacob.
Maybe, yeah. That's
maybe, just a mild ember kind of glow.
Well, they're Dunman. You don't necessarily have to set them on fire. Just throw the liquor down there and it'll distract them.
I see.
Okay, you're giving us help.
Beer does not burn.
You can assume that one of the soldiers said that.
Yeah. There we go. NPC. Yep, I heard him. All right. So are we at a place now where we talk amongst ourselves? Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to start the battle, so if you've got role-playing business, I am all for that.
Mhenuk, what's your thoughts on this, my brother? I don't know how we fare with this many hooligans to deal with.
I don't like it in here. And I think that's a bad sign. You saw some of the soldiers were thinking about leaving and had to be held back by their officers. And
yep.
Who knows? Maybe the wizard's plan is to just weaken us as much as possible and then kill everybody anyways. But we have no way out. Tell you, I don't like it. And there's still no good answers about what happened with that cook.
No.
I think the
no.
cooked.
I wish I'd have wrangled his neck before I just. You want to give benefits of doubt, but man, he was a kook. Not just a cook, he was a kook. But I just didn't call it right. I didn't call it right, and our brother Glock, man, he's gonna be down for a little bit. Our caster's out, so I hope your eyes are working good there, brother, and your hands be steady.
We'll see. I always prefer swinging the hammer at some metal instead of meat, but so be it.
Don't worry. We shall make sure to bring on negotiations, and I hold up my sword.
Those are music to my ears.
Oh, does anybody want to lay claim to any of the evil adventurer's loot?
Oh, yeah, the armor. I don't have any leather points, but you should definitely take the cool leather stuff.
You sure, brother?
Yeah, I mean, I would not use it well.
Okay. What about, so we talk amongst the three of us, and
I
bow and would readily accept that. What, could you use the sword?
Oh, was it a sword? I thought it was a spear.
Well, there was, let's see, the sword had the runes, and the armor had the runes. Could we split it between the two of us?
Yeah, the spear was just a weird material, right?
Yeah. Right. Let's see, you've got the Umli's great sword and his armor, and those are the ones that had the strange runes on them. Great sword, rigid leather armor. You had the Aragostan's Morning Star, which was made of
I
armor.
missed that there was a Morning Star. I thought that the special steel was the spear. I misunderstood that.
Nope. And then you've got some elven make chainmail, a chain shirt,
Mm.
very
Blech.
lightweight.
Oh, okay.
Elves.
Got a bow made from black wood, very heavy. Wooden amulet shaped like a boar.
Is this by the end of the game? It's not going to look like a boar. Is that what you're telling me? It kind of looks like a boar, but it's really not a boar.
No,
Okay.
it's not actually a boar. It's just carved in the shape of a boar.
Okay.
You're not going to be wandering around with a live pig hung from your neck.
No, I don't know.
Oh, man.
I'll tell you where I got my phrase from later on. I borrowed it from something I saw recently. So
Yeah, it is also not a pipe.
Spear with strange resin head. Okay, yeah, that's right. That really bad shapen pine.
All right, and then a silver ring and a sling.
Well, I can take the chain. Would you like the Morning Star? I already have my pretty decent melee weapon.
The great
You know
sword's
that
two-handed.
that might not be. Let me check my sheet real quick here. This Warhammer has been such a beaut to me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure that I'm not giving up the trusty.
Mhenuk, regarding that Morning Star, you can tell that it is extremely well made, and that metal is stronger than most steel in the world.
Yep. So it's a good weapon with that kind of steel and make. The spikes will cut well for you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wait a minute. Now my page changed.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I just wanted to make sure I was looking at my equipment. So yeah, can I replace my rigid leather and my Warhammer with what Mhenuk has offered?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
And I'm not sure what to call it as far as a formal name.
Well, you can call it whatever you like.
Okay.
The armor you got from somebody named Hallis, and the Morning Star was Branaby's. You can give them their names, or you can call them whatever you like.
All right.
Now that chainmail will not fit you, Mhenuk, because it's sized for a human.
Okay, I see. Bummer.
You can attempt to resize it, but it would require a very hard blacksmith maneuver.
Yeah, I don't think I will. It's elven make. We'll leave it alone.
So it's too big for him and too small for me.
It would. You're still human size. I mean, you're
Big for
a
human.
large human, but you're still within the range at which.
What benefits would that give over the chain I currently have?
For one thing, you think you might be able to swim pretty well in this armor.
Oh,
Just because it is really lightweight and it's quite finely crafted.
well, if you all don't mind, it already fits me.
It's all yours, brother.
Would you also like to test out the sword? I wish I could read the runes.
I can hold on to the sword. I may spend some time practicing with it.
Yep.
The haft is a little small for your hands, and it seems okay. I mean, it handles fairly well, but it doesn't seem particularly noteworthy in the when you're swinging it around.
I thought being a great sword's a two-handed sword.
Well, it is, but it's sized for somebody who's smaller than a human.
So it's a two-handed sword for everybody else, and 1.5 for me. Okay. I'm probably better sticking with the negotiator then.
Let's see, what about the bow?
Who's the best bowman?
Probably Mhutvak.
So with it being heavy, how is that going to slow my movement with carrying a heavy wood bow like that?
It's not going to encumber you anymore, but it's got a extremely heavy draw, You can pull it, but just based on your expertise with a bow, you think it's probably going to be exceptionally powerful and probably have a longer range than a normal longbow.
Okay, because right now I'm carrying that +5 composite bow.
This one will be better than that one.
Okay, all right.
In fact, make a perception roll.
Okay.
As a ranger, you
Please.
might know this.
Okay.
While he's doing that, what does the Elven Mage chain shirt weigh?
That's a good question. What does normal chain weigh?
20.
Okay, make it 10.
Perfect. And I probably don't need my actual chain shirt any more than do I my normal chain armor.
Probably not.
And it doesn't make any difference for anything else. So
Did you say perception again? I'm sorry.
Yes, I did.
Okay. No modifier.
110. That's
Nice.
a pretty good roll.
Thanks.
You recognize from your travels and your time spent out of doors that this is probably a wood called deerwood, which is extremely rare. It only grows up in the mountains near the forward wave. It's very difficult to work, but a bow made out of this stuff is going to be extremely powerful.
2 pounds? 3 pounds?
What does a normal longbow weigh?
Oh, I don't know that.
Let's see. Weapon statistics table.
My composite bow was 5 pounds, I think.
It's 3.
Oh, 3. Okay.
Yeah. And it has a base range of 120 feet,
All right.
unlike a regular longbow, which is 100 feet.
All right. The high quality Morning Star. Is there something I can roll to find out if because of the quality I have an enchantment on it, or it has a extra durability, or
Let's see.
anything noteworthy? I mean.
No, it seems to be, as best you can tell, it's just extremely well made, and then the steel is good. It's plus 15 in the statistics.
Okay. And could I roll anything to perceive what I may or may not feel from the dwarven ruins in the rigid leather?
Let me take a look at your sheet real quick. See if you would
pass through.
You've got 2 language ranks left. What are those in? That
2
might answer
left?
the question.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not
Let's
sure.
take a look at the summary tables here. Languages of Middle Earth.
Okay. All right.
Pick a language from the list.
Okay. So I would pick Black Speech.
Okay. The runes do not say anything in the Black Speech. You said you don't have much in the way of reading runes, but go ahead and make a roll on it anyway. Maybe we'll get lucky. Okay. It's open-ended after all.
It is open-ended? Okay. So I would do an open-ended roll, correct?
No, just click on the read runes.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
Wow.
You don't have any clue. It looks like gibberish to you. Like,
okay,
somebody just wrote random
just
letters.
Feels really good. Doesn't make me look fat, so we're good.
Right. It's a little loose in places because the umli was bigger than you are.
Mm-hmm.
But, just tightening the straps a little bit, you make it fit.
Just tight across the chest.
Let's see. And then we've got an amulet. Would anybody sense anything about that? Mhutvak, go ahead and make a use items roll also.
Mm-hmm.
I know, again, you don't have much
no, it's okay.
chance of success, but we'll see.
Probably more than me.
Nope. So does anybody want to lay claim to the amulet and or ring?
I propose that we store the amulet and ring somewhere close, but not on a person or in sleeping quarters.
Yeah.
I'm in agreement.
And then you've got the spear and the sling.
The sling I don't care about that much personally because I already have my short bow. The spear, if anybody wants it, they can have it. Otherwise, I want to take it apart because the haft is bad.
Yes,
but I can salvage the head if I'm careful.
I'm with you.
Sounds fine to me.
All right. So I think that's all I've got, unless you've got more. I'm ready to call it good.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Well, thanks for playing, everybody. That did not go quite the way I expected it to. But actually, your failure to stop the cook from setting things on fire worked in your favor, so good job.
Yep.
Well, that's good.
And being a cook and setting things on fire with an explosion with a powder just makes me think of non-dairy powdered coffee creamer.
It's pretty much, yeah. I was thinking DeBruce grain elevator myself, but...
Ooh, yeah. I remember that one.
So do I. This was episode 5 of the Dark Mage of... Music for this podcast is provided by Dark Fantasy Studio.